my machine starts with a pendulum, and the wiffle ball on the pendulum starts back, and then it swings forward and hits the cats in the truck. Then the truck falls down the books and then hits the car on the ramp. The car then goes down the ramp and hits the books. The books fall like dominoes, and then the last book hits this string, which is going to pull the toothpick out that's holding the tennis ball. The tennis ball then bounces down, hits the first wood block, and then knocks down the rest of the wood blocks like dominoes. And again, like the books, this final block hits the string, which then pulls the bucket and marble forward from this ramp, which knocks the golf ball down the slide, which then hits this truck, and then the truck again pulls this toothpick from the tennis ball. The tennis ball then falls down, hits the on switch on the power strip, which turns on the hairdryer and blows out the candle. When the pendulum is let go, the only forces acting are the force of gravity on the pendulum bob and the force tension in the string towards the pivot point. The energy in the pendulum transfers between potential energy to kinetic energy. When the pendulum bob hit the car, they both experience an equal collision force but in opposite directions. This force causes the car to move down the books. The car experiences a greater momentum change than the pendulum bob, and the pendulum bob transfers some kinetic energy into the car. Car 1 and Car 2 have equal masses. So car 1 transfers all its momentum and kinetic energy into car 2 when they hit. Car 1 then comes to a stop as car 2 leaves with an equal velocity that car 1 initially had. The forces acting on the toy car as it rolls down are gravity, friction, and the normal force. The component of gravity along the direction of the slope is greater than any frictional forces and gives an acceleration down the ramp. When the car hits the first book, it transfers all its energy and momentum into the book, causing it to fall. The initial standing book has potential energy that is released when it is pushed over. As the books fall, they come to rest on one another, so the collision is inelastic. This is one of the main sources of energy loss within the books. When the book falls on the string, it causes a greater force. This force, plus the force of the tennis ball pushing against the popsicle stick, is greater than the normal force of the string pushing back against the tennis ball. This causes the string to fall, and there is now no force pushing against the tennis ball, so this falls as well. The process that follows of the ball hitting the blocks and the blocks falling is the same as before with the car and the books. When the block falls onto the string, it causes a force on the ramp pulling it forward. This causes the reaction of the ramp to hit the golf ball and sending it down the slide. The golf ball comes down the ramp and hits the stationary car, giving it some of its energy and momentum. You can tell it does not give it all of its energy and momentum because the golf ball continues to roll after contact with the car. This added energy and momentum to the car causes it to move forward and increase the force in the string. This process with the string is similar to before, where the forces are greater that cause the string to fall and again cause the tennis ball to fall and land on the power strip and turn it on. The current goes from the outlet into the hairdryer. Since the hairdryer has a big resistance, it experiences a big voltage drop. Inside the hairdryer, the electrical potential energy is converted to thermal energy, which when released from the blow dryer causes the candle to blow out.